Hey movie freaks, welcome back to my channel. So if you are new here, there will be spoilers, but if that does not bother you, let's go ahead and jump into my review of The Rental. So basically the plot of this movie is two couples on a oceanside getaway grow suspicious that the host of their seemingly perfect rental home may be spying on them. Before long, what should have been a celebratory weekend trip turns into something far more sinister. So this movie's rated R. It runs 88 minutes. It's under the horror thriller category, and it is directed by Dave Franco and written by Dave Franco and Joe Swanberg. It stars Alison Brie, Dan Stevens, Sheila Vand, Jeremy Allen White, and Toby Huss. So, where should I start with this movie? So, basically, it opens up with a shore scene. It's very beautiful. Kind of reminded me of I Know What You Did Last Summer. And it goes to a house on a cliff. And it turns out that that house that they're looking at, Charlie, who's played by Dan Stevens, and Mina, played by Sheila Vand, are checking out said home. It's a rental on their computer that it switches to. Mina and Charlie are colleagues. They're in business together. And Josh, who's played by Jeremy Allen White, comes to pick up Mina, who are dating. Josh and Charlie are brothers. They book the rental, and on the way they begin to talk about racism because Mina, who is Middle Eastern, applied at the same time as Charlie and was denied. They arrive and meet the caretaker Taylor, who's played by Toby Huss, who acts like a total douche and super creepy. Mina accuses him of being a racist. Before he leaves, he takes, a look into the window and speeds off. So they settle in. Josh walks around the house and finds a creepy door with a key code doorknob. While Michelle Alison Brie, that's Dave Franco's wife, is sleeping, some dirt or dust falls from the vent above her bed. She had previously wiped that off the bed before, settling in. After Josh and Mina and Charlie do shrooms, Josh crashes on the couch and Mina and Charlie jump in the hot tub, talking about just their success and, what they plan. They kiss, but are brought out of it by Josh's dog, Reggie, barking. You get the POV of somebody watching in the distance, from the woods. Mina goes to take a shower to kind of repent for what she did, and is soon joined by Charlie in the shower, who, by the way, are not together, and they have intercourse off camera. So, I love the cast, especially Jeremy Allen White, who we all know from Shameless. I felt the acting was mediocre, though. I did, however, like the setting. It had that creepy vibe, like the fog running in. You're moving the table, Logan. The fog running in, gave that isolation, and it made you feel, alone. So I was pretty much worried about the dog the entire time, because usually when there's a dog in a movie, something happens to it. So I was just waiting for that moment so I could cover my eyes, because I'm more sympathetic with animals than I am with humans sometimes in movies. But the movie feels like it goes by really quick. But nothing really happens at all. It seems like there are missing pieces throughout the movie, and the scenes don't transition well at all. They don't mesh together. And what you thought was going on really isn't at all. There's an unexpected twist. but every other aspect of the film I saw from a mile away. I really don't have much to say about this film because, like I said, nothing really happens. It seems like there are red herrings in the beginning, and it's just all over the place, and I was highly disappointed. I had high hopes for this movie by looking at the trailer. It just seemed like... Now, not to say anything bad about Dave Franco. I know it's his first directorial debut. I think it was a good premise. It had a few hours later that story, but it's already been done with the cameras, like in 13 cameras. And I expected a lot more out of it, to be completely honest. But with all that being said, I give The Rental 2 rental houses. I don't think I could give it any more than that. The only reason I'm giving it that much is for Jeremy Allen White and Alison Brie. I really adore them, and I really adore Dave Franco. So yeah, the movie that I am most excited to see is Candyman, and that comes out October 26th. I'm not a big fan of the original, but I want to see what they do with the remake. So that is it for my review of The Rental. If you enjoyed this, make sure you leave a thumbs up. If you have seen this movie and you disagree with what I'm saying, make sure you comment down below and let me know why. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Hey movie freaks, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, there will be spoilers, but if that does not bother you, let's go ahead and jump into my review of The Tax Collector. So the plot of this movie are 2 enforcers from a crime lord face an uncertain future when an old rival reappears. So, Tax Collector came out, of course, in 2020. It's under the thriller category, crime thriller. Runs an hour and 35 minutes, and directed and written by David Ayer. It stars Bobby Soto, Shia LaBeouf, Cynthia Carmona, George Lopez, Jose Conejo Martin, who, by the way, his name is Conejo in the movie. But basically how it starts is we get the title card right away with love, honor, and loyalty and David's family picture. We're introduced to David, who's played by Bobby Soto, and his wife Alexis, Cynthia Carmona. They have a nice home and they're religious. They pray before bed and while they're eating. His wife tells David about her nightmare, and he seems like an amazing father and a dedicated husband. So he ends up at his business where his little cousin is kicking back. Creeper, Shia, shows up, who I was most excited to see in this film. One of the guys they collect taxes on, Victor, shows up. He basically explains that what he's heard of Creeper is he's the devil, and David goes on to explain they collect 30% on 20 different street gangs, and it turns out, well, basically it turns into a voiceover for over a few minutes of, you know, scenes happening on how they collect and stuff like that. So we meet David's uncle, who is George Lopez. He's also part of the family business, but he doesn't run the errands, if that makes sense. They get a list on who they need to collect on every day, and after his wife Alexis counts, she finds that they're 20,000 short, and it's from Victor, who they were speaking with previously. They pay him a visit, and so basically they can right the wrong. And Shia, you know, he's like the badass. He puts a gun to his head and threatens to kill him, of course. But I guess the daughter has cancer, and David takes mercy on him. So I'm gonna stop right there on that, but I will mention a few spoilers, but I will warn you beforehand because I know some of you might not have seen it, but I'm pretty sure everybody's ranted about what happens during the movie. Give him water, please. I reacted to this trailer and was incredibly impressed and excited about it. I loved how they portrayed Shia, and it looked action-packed with some like humor sprinkled in. Unfortunately, the trailer was the only climax, and that's where it ended. Scenes happened so quickly, and I feel they forced an explanation too early. Please give the dogs water. And like, you know, they brought it out right at the beginning of the movie. I think they could have spread it out throughout the movie, like explaining it a lot differently. So Creeper, Shia, did great and basically saved the movie for me. I thought he did a great job. He went even got tattooed. He dedicated himself to the film like he always does. They probably got put in there.
Are you doing yourself?
What?
They probably got put in there.
Who? Who?
Why are you screaming?
Who put in there?
They probably got put in there.
Who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, crap. What else did I say? So,
Thank you all for coming.
it appeared that Creeper and David would ride till the end, and that's what he says, we'll ride till the wheels fall off. But, now here's a spoiler coming up. He is killed, and it ruined it for me. I felt like he should have been at the very end, you know, kicking ass and taking names, and it just wasn't that way. They made him seem weak at the very end. I didn't like that. Because how they portrayed him in a totally different way. So I was disappointed with that. I really wanted for this to be my new favorite. But for me, like, I don't know. I really wanted to like it. But there too many characters died that I felt were valuable that I just couldn't forgive. So here's another spoiler coming up. They kill his wife, and I thought she would be down to the end as well. But I did like the relationship that David and Creeper had and the short amount of time that they did show him. But I mean, that made it even harder for me to watch when he died, excuse me. And I also felt like David and his wife had a good connection as well. They were very cute together, and I was really disappointed when they killed her off. So, with all that being said, I give Tax Collector 2.5 pistols. And the only reason I gave it that high is because Shia. I really don't have anything else to say about it because there's not too much to say. But yeah, I really wanted to like it. I think I will buy it just for the fact that Shia is in it. But yeah. The movie that I am most excited to see is, and I'm gonna repeat this, I think I've mentioned it in a review before, is finally the New Mutants is supposed to come out August 28th. I am very excited to watch this. I think it is going to be a good one. So that is it for my review of The Tax Collector. If you've seen this movie and you liked it or you didn't like it, give a thumbs up and let me know down below what you thought of the movie. And what were your most disappointing parts of it. So I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.